Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Rigathi Gachagwa was somewhere in Nakuru County at Chepkoni attending funeral service. And in that funeral, Gachagwa used the opportunity when he was addressing the mourners to complain publicly that he called Aaron Cheruiyot, the leader of majority in the Senate, 4 times without picking his call. Imagine you raise a phone call for the first time, you make it second time, but then without waiting for the person, if he's busy, to call you later, you continue for the third and the fourth time, the phone going unanswered. Hey. And after that, Gachagwa is telling mourners that later he told Aaron Cheruiyot that the talk that they are taking pride in will come to an end and they will find them busy in development. That means, according to Gachagwa, Aaron Cheruiyot and the team are wasting their time in the talk between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. Remember, both Aaron Cheruiyot and Kimani Ichung'wah are a part of the Kenya Kwanza side in the talk with Azimio. So Gachagwa is trying to rubbish that talk, and that story was covered very well in the Standard newspaper. I want us to go through the story because then it's bringing out the really feeling from leaders in Mount Kenya region as far as this talk is concerned. It's like they are so much, tensed with this talk. They don't want that talk to continue. But seemingly, Ruto has interest in this talk, and it's like he's going to push to an end to make sure that the talks are succeeding this time round. I want us to go through that story, but before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back this discussion. Now, this is what was shared in the Standard newspaper. DP leads onslaught on talks cushion Mount Kenya might miss. And this is what they are saying in the story. Leaders fear a BBI-like agreement may give Raila say, reducing their irrelevance. Azimio says the region should use the opportunity to push its interest. And here is the story. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa and a section of Mount Kenya leaders are skeptical about ongoing talks between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition. While some have openly expressed their reservation, others who fear the process may push the region interest down the priority list are not willing to speak out. On Tuesday, the deputy president publicly displayed his lack of enthusiasm for the talks, saying what was important was delivering services to the people. He said I quote him, the important dialogue for him and President William Ruto was subsidizing the cost of production, like fertilizer, construction of road and water projects. Now, here is the bombshell. I quote him. I called Aaron Cheruiyot 4 times yesterday, but he could not pick my calls because he was in talks. Later on, I told him that the so-called talks that they take pride in will come to an end, and they find us way ahead in initiation of development projects. That is Gachagwa. Now, just to show you the level of frustration in Gachagwa's side, the Senate quoted a member of parliament from Madeira constituency, and this is what they are saying here. Madeira MP Eric Wambui told the Senate that he doesn't not see importance of the dialogue and why it was being anchored in law, arguing that all the issues that have been listed for talk can be sorted out by parliament. You know, already Kimani Ichung'wah and the minority leader Opiyo Wandayi have tabled this motion in the National Assembly so that it will be recognized to be in line with the law. To, you know, they want to make this talk to be within the parameters of the law, so that it will not be look like it is something that has not been anchored in the law. That means now they are approving this talk to continue. And listen to what Ndindi Nyoro is saying here. I quote him: "If I was to be asked, I would propose that we abandon the talks so that we can focus on service delivery to Kenyans. Our supporters do not want people who want to join the government through the back door." If I ask you, who is Ndindi Nyoro supporters? And how many supporters does he have? Does he know how huge Kenya as a country is? Does he understand the magnitude that, you know, are behind Raila Amolo Odinga? Is he aware? Or he think that when Mount Kenya region is supporting an individual, then that is the end? I want to watch your post. Now, this is just to tell you that the leaders in the Mount Kenya region are not comfortable with this talk. They are so much afraid, especially regarding Gachagwa. He feels insecure of his position by the fact that Aaron Cheruiyot did not pick regarding Gachagwa's call. Then it clearly shows that it wasn't important to Aaron Cheruiyot. Remember, Gachagwa is Aaron Cheruiyot's boss because he is the deputy president. So when you see your boss calling, you give that call a priority. But by the fact that Aaron Cheruiyot did not pick the call, it tells you 4 times, then there is serious issue here. And this is a sign that there is possibility that one has been kept in darkness, leading to a feeling of insecure and uncertainty. Gachagwa is feeling insecure, and seemingly he is in darkness. He's not aware on what is being discussed beyond what people are talking about, because Kenya Kwanza, they came with their list of issues. Azimio came with a list of issues, and we saw a lot of disagreement in those issues. But then I want to say some of uncomfortable things here today. You know, there could be a possibility that when Raila and Ruto met, they reached to an agreement. And seemingly, by the fact that they are now constituting a committee from Kenya Kwanza and Azimio la Umoja, these people are not going into this talk to come out with a different thing beside what Ruto and Raila have agreed on. So what they are doing here is just to try and make this talk to be in line with the constitution and within the law. But these leaders, it's like they have decided on certain things. Kuna mambo lazima wamekubaliana. So hii kelele mnasikia, hii mambo mnasema haikuwa yenye likubaliana na Obasanjo, hii mambo haiku tukubaliana kwa maongezi. And then the same Kimani Ichung'wah goes to the National Assembly, tables a motion to recognize that committee. Kimani Ichung'wah is leading that side. That tells you that there is some kind of agreement here. And when Azimio side is going to this talk, already they are going there with an idea that the leadership from Azimio side, wakiongozwa na Raila Odinga, will be pushing that go and push for this 1, 2, 3 things. Zenye wamekubaliana. And Ruto will be telling his side that push for 1, 2, 3 here. Zenye tayari washakubaliana. That could be a possibility, and this is what is making people like Gachagwa to feel uncomfortable with their positions. Ile kitu wanafikiria ni kwamba yale mamlaka yao. Another thing is that once Ruto and Raila are in war, that is a fodder for people like Gachagwa. Because people like Gachagwa, they will thrive when they engage in abusive language towards people like Raila, Uhuru and others. Kama hakuna nafasi ya kupeana matusi, Gachagwa has nothing to tell people. Kimani Ichung'wah has nothing to tell people. Ndindi Nyoro will have no platform to tell anything to the people. So they would want Ruto to be in huge war with Raila Odinga so that they can find an opportunity to now start attacking Raila Odinga and look relevant in the eyes of their supporters in the Mount Kenya region. Ukitoa Raila na Uhuru kwa mdomo yao, they don't have anything to tell people. And that's why they are feeling uncomfortable. That's why Gachagwa is feeling that he is being left out, and that is what is taking place here. That's why he's making these calls. Otherwise, why is he calling 4 times? Is there any good reason? I don't see it. Awache watu waongee, kama watashikana mashati washikane, kama wataelewana waelewane, kama ni kufungua Sabbath wafungue, na kama ni any other thing they have to discuss, let them discuss. Otherwise, going publicly to complain, it shows the level of insecure Gachagwa is displaying to the public.